Nobody sat me down and actually explained to me how money works. Nobody did. And it's probably the same for you. Now, I want to explain to you why financial literacy matters to me. It matters to me because in my early 20s, I got a contract job. I didn't know what I was doing. I was supposed to set money aside for taxes. Now, as a young person and you hear that and you don't have any financial background, you know how to make some money, but you don't really know the ins and outs of money. And also, around that same time, I applied for legit, no bullshit, like 10 credit cards. I didn't know it was going to hurt my credit score. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, ooh, I got approved for one. Let me see how many I can get approved for. And let me tell you, that's the worst shit you can do. Don't do that. Personal experience. Do not do that, okay? So this is why financial literacy is so important to me, because I wish I had somebody around to just be like, listen, that's not how you're supposed to do it. You don't know about the utilization. You don't know that at the time it's not free money. Like, it's just so much stuff that I wish I had known, that by this time I would be in such a different space had I known better. Also, I would have had like emergency money set aside and all of that other stuff. But when you're young, you don't know any better. Like, and you're never too old or never too young to learn about money and the mechanics, how it works, right? Another thing I didn't learn about until I was older was like the retirement options you have. So the Roth IRAs and all of that kind of stuff. You don't know about these things unless you have access and proximity to people that are having these conversations. So people that get on the internet and try to shame people for their financial situation, if people don't know better, how in the hell can they do better? So here we won't be doing shame-based content. I know we get a lot of clicks and a lot of attention and all of that, and people like to scream about you and tell you you can't have your coffee and all of that stuff, but I'm not going to tell you you don't have your coffee. Like, if your coffee's $10 a day, you should scale back. Obviously, scale back. Or figure out how you can make you enough money so you can afford your $10 coffees every single day without it putting such a dent in the money that you need to be putting into your savings account or into your investment account, so that way you can be making more money. That's what this channel is about. If making more money sounds like it's something that's interesting to you, if paying down your debts sound like something interesting to you, like, you need to be subscribed to the channel. Also, people that don't have financial literacy, it's a y'all we I'm gonna include myself, we are a financial gold mine to these establishments. The system is literally built off of people not knowing better, the ignorance of us not knowing anything about money. There are a select few people that are privileged enough to have these conversations or to have access and proximity to people that can have these conversations with them. But people that are in a situation where they are already financially stable and all of this other kind of stuff, they love to look down on people and to shame people and tell them, well, you should do this or you should have did that. It's like, okay, well, we can't worry about what I should have, could have did, right? We got to move from where I am right now. So here you be taking accountability. If you actually want to see some progress, you have to be accountable for what it is that you want and where you are planning on going from right now. You can't worry about what happened last week and all that other kind of stuff. You need to take accountability right now. You can't worry about what your parents did or did not teach you, whoever your guardian was that did or did not teach you, who was present, who was not there. You can't focus on any of that because that's not anything you can change, And a lot of the times people assume that money is just like this financial thing, but it's way deeper than finances. Money is mindset, it's emotion, it's so many things. And so when we put this general blanket over top of financial literacy and you should and shouldn't do this and rah rah rah, like all of that shit, like I'm not here for any of that. Like it sound good, it look good or whatever for whoever it is for, but that's not the type of environment that I want to curate here. I don't want all of that negative whatever over here. And if anybody wants to be here, we don't do bullying, because bullying is for losers. We are about encouragement, uplifting people, elevation. So if you have questions or anything like that about money, I'm going to do my best to try to find the information for you, because like I said, I am not, or maybe I didn't say, but I'm not a financial I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a financial advocate, because I believe that we should all have proximity and access to financial literacy and knowledge, just to know better and to understand things and to be open about having conversations, because we talk about every single thing else. I'm gonna say we, because like people, but I'm not generally in these things. But people who are so comfortable about talking about whatever it is, but when it's time to talk about money, getting money, or teaching somebody a way to get out of a situation that they're in, it's always like this secret, don't tell nobody, don't say nothing, da 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 da. Like, it's weird, because there's more than enough money to go around. And anyway, I just jumped all over the place. Yeah, so if you are interested in learning about money and the ins and outs and the mechanics of how it works and all of the things, and make sure you follow us, hit the subscribe button, and again hit the money bell, because we're going to get this thing together, you and I. It may not be your fault, but it's still your move. And I'll see you in the next video. I'm looking forward to it. Before I ended the video, I forgot to mention a few things. We're going to be talking about credit over the next few videos, right? I'm gonna get this thing together. But we're going to be talking about credit, why your paycheck seems to be drained before you even get it, and then we are going to be talking about budgeting, and not the same type of budgeting that everybody wants to talk about. The 50-30-20 rule. That's applicable for some people, but not for all people. So we're going to figure out something that works for you specifically. So anyway, I forgot to ask you, what's a financial question that you've always had, or a money question that you've had, but you were too afraid to ask it? I want to make sure that I'm including your specific things into the content, so that way you can actually find some value in it, and it's not just stuff that I want to be posting or what I think you want to hear about. Thank you again. See you in the next video.